Wonderful. Wonderful. Alright, alright, alright. Here we are arriving on Berlingrad. The blue Protoss in the top left side. It's known as the Dragon Phoenix Gamer. Zest. Bottom right side, his opponent for today is going to be the Shopify Rebel, the Red Terran. It is Byun. A lot of support for the Matcherino today. That is lovely to see, guys. Very much appreciate it. Spreading that awareness, getting other people to just log in with their Twitch. Press the button, claim code. And that's all you got to do. It is absolutely esports magic still. And, well, no one's figured out the black magic just quite yet. But you know what? As long as the players are getting extra money because of it, I don't think we care. Alright, any expectations here from anyone? It's hard to say who is going to be more aggressive out of these two. They both kind of are players that like to focus on the micro aspects of the game. Which might be why they're so closely knit together in the overall performance. Seeing as well on the minimap where these players are looking at. I don't know where this is coming from. This is a new thing to me. That's pretty cool. You can be like, oh, what's Byun looking at? You can try to exactly match his view. He's going from here to here. Oh, and Zest is also looking here. He's sending something. It's a Zealot. Alright. That's pretty nice. Although I'm a bit terrified that my eyes are just going to be locked onto the screen. Or the minimap, I mean. So you can see exactly where this Reaper is going to, just because you saw the screen of Byun dropping over here. Oh, changed its mind. No, it's still going up there. We'll see the Twilight Council. That's a nice little scout there. Always appreciate being able to see what your opponent is doing. Doesn't want to lose the Reaper though, of course. Gets himself out of there. Zealot being a little bit annoying, but that is probably all he's going to be able to accomplish. If anything more wants to be done on the side of the Terran right now, he's going to require those two Stalkers to be marching across the map as well. Second one almost done here. But with the Reaper of Byun still alive, still roaming, it's a very difficult thing to send those Stalkers out without, you know, feeling like you could lose quite a couple of probes because of it. So he's playing it safe, keeping the front door closed, utilizing those Stalkers. Still has the Zealot actually across the map here. A little bit of a heads up unit ready to figure out if something is coming his way or not. In the shrubbery, trying to hide out. It's a difficult place to kind of deal with the Zealot there, even if you do have a Reaper. Just sensing the Marines. 4 Marines, here we go. Oh, let's lose one. That's something. It's something from Zest. Getting that bit of value. I do enjoy those small little moves, you know, where you do try to get everything out of your units. Especially if it doesn't require you to spend as much attention, you know. Just putting a Zealot in that shrubbery right there forces your opponent to deal with it and just spend quite a bit of attention on that little tiny aspect in the game. While you're just doing all your regular macro stuff and trying to get your Stalkers in position against perhaps maybe Widowmine drops. I don't see any Stalkers here. Pro pool was not incredibly quick, but it does come in. A little bit of a unburrow. There is still no Stalkers coming towards the defense of this mineral line, so that could be a pickle right there for Zest. The Zest decides, you know what, let's just go across the map right here. That is actually a lot more troubling for Byun than I initially thought it would be. Doesn't have that bunker quite yet, so definitely problematic. And one Stalker now ready to defend the front door. The SCVs 3 of them going down, but they do manage to keep that bunker up. As things feeling like they could have started snowballing quite rapidly here. Both players do retain a certain amount of control in their own bases. With the siege tanks out, ready to defend, seems like a proper time over there. And now with the Raven harassment, 1 probe goes down, nothing to worry about. Nothing too tremendous. Beyond Miss Micro the Marine. GG. Yeah, reality is over. It's true. Micro Jackson. I don't know how that happens. Still got himself that Widowmine in the medevac right here as well. No Stalkers guarding his entrance. So this could be a big one if Byun decides to wager his bets here. See if he can't get himself a bit of extra damage. Zest right now just looking straight at this. Oh my, what happened here? There's a Raven up in the tree and a bunch of Stalkers barking at the bark right underneath the trunk. Okay, no, that is managing to get himself out of there. And with the Stalkers distracted, Zest not paying attention to his probe line. 6 probes gone to dust. That's a good catch. That is a good catch for Byun. Puts the worker count pretty much on equal numbers. Now, he doesn't have a 3rd base quite yet, but he does have himself a nice bit of production here. And enough units to try and make something happen with as well. Decides to opt for a double medevac drop. I don't think there's Widowmines in here. No, it is just Marine Marauder. You know what? Great minds, they do think alike. Warp Prism is being loaded up with a couple of Zealots. Now heading towards the main base of Byun as well. Should have enough to defend here, unless if he decides to start poking at those Stalkers at the front door. And he's going to be able to, well, field the wrath of those Zealots most likely. This is the indicator that Warp Prism's still kind of patrolling around, waiting for an even better opportunity, it seems like. There's the double medevac now into the main of Zest. Trying to target down pylons. Whatever you can, really. Doesn't look like he'll be able to get very much more. Just leaves the bio there as long as he can get the medevacs out. I think that's the right call. Probably wouldn't have been able to get both of them out, so... Just kind of going with that. And oh my god, this is brutal. Kills the medevac, but also 8 more probes, just like that. Putting Zest pretty reasonably with a chunk behind in the overall worker count. And 3rd base of Byun now floating across as well. It's gonna mean he is in a fantastic spot right now. I'm not quite sure how you dig yourself out of this hole here as Zest. What kind of attack structures do we have available for him? It's just the Twilight Council and a regular rowboat. Nothing else much more AoE splash damage like. It is going to be that heavy gateway style. But heavy gateway style, I always feel like it performs best if you actually have an economic advantage. You approach the game a little bit like a Zerg in that sense. Oh. Alright, maybe I spoke too quickly. This is still a bit of a terrifying army. Spreading it out here as well, you know. Opportunities for Byun to make mistakes. And mismanages units. Already losing that siege tank is... well, not game ending, but... it is very unfortunate. Those siege tanks, they can add so much value. And for that to be the first unit to fall... great. Be a bit of missed micro there from the Stalkers as well. Don't think that was intended to go that way. Nor this. Setting himself back up at home again. Never committing truly to the attack. Making me even more worried for Zest overall. Supply for Byun is starting to spike upwards quite rapidly. Another Warp Prism drop here. We'll have to try and recall out of there with the 2 Vikings. I think I should be able to escape. Yep. More Stalkers going down. Very difficult to do that little bit of Stalker poking and prodding when the Terran already has the Stim upgrade, of course. Brings himself the Zealots here as well, which means that Byun feels like he might be able to get away with sending the entire army of his towards the middle. He's got himself the Ghost now as well. This is something we saw against Nice yesterday in a best of 7, where Byun kind of staying on his own side of the map up until the point where he has those Ghosts. Especially if he is up against a Protoss player that is prioritizing the Zealot army. Here we go. 22 supply ahead overall. Will this be the breaking point? Doesn't look like an incredibly large army here for Mr. Byun, but at the same time, the army of Zest could quite quickly lose half its HP as well, with those EMPs, of course. Disruptors, trying their best to get some shots going, but do not manage. The Zealots actually being sent across the map rather than helping out the situation over here. This is going to be a massive counterattack right now. Let's see how well that will unfold. Especially with the army of Byun still marching forwards. The Zealots actually are not targeting the army units here. A little bit spread out. Looks like the units right there not being microed as efficiently as they could be. But I'm not even sure if it mattered too much. GG is called as Byun takes game number 1. Wondering to as well actually what kind of tech we're gonna be seeing out of Zest here. Twilight Council pretty quickly on. Quite an early one. Command center on the high ground. I like that as well. I believe we saw this in the. Did he just Reaper mine himself in? He must have. I thought that was no longer possible. So many have tried. Oh my god, how does that live? 3 HP. Oh, is it gonna get it? Yep. Alright, well. No way it's gonna live now, right? No way. No way. No way. Oh, the 1 HP! It just healed. Just in the nick of time. Wow, that is rough. Oh. Well. I don't know what he's saying. But I'm sure it's along the lines of like that felt like it shouldn't have happened. Unlucky. Unlucky. Very clutch Reaper nade. Let's see if he can do it again. Alley-oop. Yes, he does. Seems like a quite easy one to do, actually. I wonder if the Protoss building placement meta will change depending on that, because he just did it twice in a row. Pretty silly. Pretty silly. Link upgrade almost about to be ready. We do have ourselves 2 gateways, so probably nothing too much in the form of aggression. Already a 3rd base as well, of course, coming up here for Zest. As Byun on the other side of the map is starting to add in his 2nd, and I imagine his 3rd barracks will be added in momentarily. I'll just go for a quicker CC, who knows? Ooh, sorry, I missed that medevac drop apparently, but I didn't do much. Didn't get anything done really. It's still alive though. We put a link to the maps in the chat. your mum's on eBay. So it's in the chat. Sending you right back at it again. Raven could be in trouble. Yeah, that is in trouble. That is as dead as a dodo. There we go. With a mine drop, second attempt. Does land in the mineral fields. Oh, this could be big. 5, 6. You know what? That is pretty good. That is a good amount of damage. I'd be quite happy with that one. There's that third barracks finally coming in that I was talking about. And here's the push coming in from Byun. 2 siege tanks in total. This could be rough to deal with for Zest if he doesn't manage to get a good couple of blinks on top of those siege tanks away from the Marines. So far, Byun doing a good job zoning away the gateway forces. Sending in that second siege tank right now. Wants to get his Marines maybe a little bit closer. Alright, doing a good job so far. Getting all of these Stalkers, it seems like. 3 of them grasping for air still. Stimpack not done, so this is a rough battle overall. More Widow Mine drops as well. Getting 5 more kills in total. Ooh, and a... No, you should be able to blink away there, right? GG. Oh, that is rough. Oh, that is rough. It's just little tiny miss micro things here from Zest. I don't know, it feels like he's having a rough day today. Zest did have still some amazing moments not that long ago. Alright, he's always been one of those players where we're kind of wondering, like, alright, is he gonna still just be the best Protoss around? But then he has days like these. Or periods like these. It does feel like it's an ebb and flow. Which, you know, is human. It is human. We all have bodies that just function on all sorts of biological mechanics, and man, trying to improve in something like this, you know, on the highest of levels, it is such a weird thing in a sense, right? I know it's something different overall, but like it's I still feel like it's a little bit similar, where you're doing some sort of a sport, right? And if you're really trying to push yourself into becoming better in this sport, at some points in time you're how do you call it? You're peaking. You actually do peak. Some days you just feel a lot stronger than you do on other days, and what that is exactly, is it a mental thing? Is it just because you had a wrong dinner the day before? Is it because your sleeping schedule changed a little bit? You're not quite sure. All of these things can influence your game in StarCraft 2 as well, you know? Could be more just overall tension. Could be more anticipation. All these things. Creeping in all aspects of life. That Reaper is dead. This is not as lucky of a Reaper. Imagine that. How easy that was. Jeez. In comparison to that Stalker, the previous game, this went a lot smoother. Anyway. Let's just hope that Zest gets the opportunity to showcase once again what great of a player he actually is before he officially goes to the military. This Oracle harassment looks like it has a good opportunity. For example, this is starting to add up quite a bit. The proxy Stargates facilitating this very, very early Oracle. As there is a Cyclone on the way. He only got 3 kills, actually. That is not... Oh, no, he did get 5 with the Marines involved. Only 3 SCVs. Now there is a Cyclone. Is that going to be enough? It's hard to say, because he's got his second own Nexus so late now. I'm not sure if that was worth it. He may want to get himself a couple of extra games here. Also, Byun is won the last 3 ESL Korean Cups. That is true, that is true. That's a very good point. Byun is also a player that sometimes is just absolutely insane. And does get to the upper echelons of his race. Yeah. He does seem very strong right now in the TVP matchup. It would be pretty cool to see if we get that opportunity, Byun versus Hero as well. Today, we might be able to get a bit of better insight as to what actually is happening in the matchup here between the two. Two more SCVs get killed, but overall harassment of Zest falls a little bit flat. Losing 3 oracles right there in an attempt with the cyclones already present. A good amount of marines as well. It was a worthy effort, but we'll have to see. Oh my. Just got a message from my dentist. Apparently I can't go tomorrow because he has corona. Who knew? Well, well, well. Alright. Unrelated to StarCraft, I know. Okay, let's visualize, alright? Let's all try to visualize, use the power of our mind, how Zest is going to win this game. Because he needs something here. He does definitely need something here. He's got himself 9 Stalkers. There is no combat shield yet for these Marines. Stimpak will be available, so that is going to be a tough thing. I do like that siege tank position as well, but we got a Phoenix, so the Phoenix might be able to pick that up quite quickly. And never mind, the Phoenix. Ooh, okay, no, it is still alive. Single adept into the natural base. What kind of harassment is this? One Marine on the other side of the map, just kind of checking what is happening on that side. Look at that, getting a probe as well. That's lovely. Ooh. Oh, imagine if he gets a sentry there. Well, with the success of the one Marine, he's going to try again with the medevac filled up to the brim with Marines. Finds himself that proxy starport now, though, on his way over. He's going to have to deal with this before he goes any further. Yeah, change of plans. Gets that medevac out of there. Realizing the Stalkers are going to be sent towards here is actually the moment he decides to move forwards with the rest of his army. Kind of set up in the middle of the map. Is he setting up a flank for those Stalkers? As soon as they start running from the main army of the Terran now, and they blink away, there is going to be another Terran army here just ready, waiting to pounce. And here we go. The blink away. Oh, may want to go down on the low ground. A quick thinking there from Zest might save himself a couple of Stalkers here. Third base for Byun on location. A show of confidence. A show of strength. I know these buildings can fly, but I don't need them to. Decides to make an attack happen here and does rid himself of most of those zealot numbers, and that's pretty much all you need to do in this situation here. I feel like more zealots are coming in though. Little micro backwards, trying to rid himself of those units. And then he just wants to get a good stim running on top of those Stalkers. This is going to snowball here. Zest holding on to dear life. Oh, those widow mines. Oh my god. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I mean, that was a lot of stuff today here. That was just very un-Zest-like. Very un-Zest-like.